on.
Welcome to the return of the Gamerback podcast.
Woo!
I
Didn't you say
am
you
your
weren't doing the intro?
I am your new
No, we didn't.
host. I've
Mark.
taken over this show. I am
Okay.
Mark, your new host.
If that's the case, then what episode are we on?
I don't know.
Episode 1, because this is the return.
The return was last month.
Season 2.
It's the return of the return. It's season 3
Episode
now.
1.
Anyways, we're back. It's episode 28. We're ranking
Of
some
course
Pokemon.
you know, nerd.
You?
No, I pulled it up. I was asking.
Oh, you cheated. You cheated. You dirty
This is
cheater.
the first time we've ever fucking been confident on the number before.
I don't like cheaters in my podcast.
We're back.
Yeah.
Nice.
For the Gamerback podcast, Pokemon. We're gonna rank Pokemon games because Scarlet Violet's coming out soon. I want to get some controversial opinions in here because I know some of us have some controversial opinions about the Pokemon franchise. We don't have cameras on because we don't want to have cameras on.
Yeah,
What?
fuck that shit.
It was difficult having
No inappropriate language in our new
Stop fucking
podcast.
cursing, Michael.
Oops.
I don't mind.
Before we start, unrelated to Pokemon, I have a question for Adam and Russell. Are
Hi.
you guys a Buckleberry Toad guy, or are you guys an Island Gold Toad guy?
Buckleberry.
Good.
Buckleberry.
Good.
Fuck.
What?
Michael,
Russell?
I see Katie walking in the building right now.
You do?
Yeah.
Yell at her.
So she's by the main entrance for some reason. Anyway, I don't know if Michael's ever been formally introduced on the podcast, but this is Michael. He's my friend who lives underneath me.
Hi.
This is
Lives
I guess
under
his
floor.
first formal time on the podcast.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. So how are we doing the rankings? We're ranking them all the Pokemon games, all the main series games, on a scale of 0 to 5. 5 being best, 0 being the worst. And every mainline game is here, and paired up title are paired up, and solo releases are solo. And we're going to go each and every one in release order. We're all going to give it a number. And depending on the average number that we all give it, it's going to go into a tier. Okay?
Okay.
I have mine written down.
I hope to engage in some verbal fisticuffs with everyone.
You are absolutely going to have to, by the way.
I will be physical with you.
Because I know
Next time I
Russell
see
has
you.
some hot takes when we get there.
E-violence.
But all right, let's get this started. Red and blue. Who wants to go first?
Me, I'll go first.
What if?
first.
Wait. What if we got a spinner with everyone's name? Wherever the spinner lands on, they go
Bro,
first.
if that was the case, we would have set that up before. And anyways,
Fine.
I was trying to make shit up, dude.
You.
I have never played
Oh
Red
my
and Blue.
God.
So,
Wow.
I will have no ranking.
We officially hate you.
All right,
Someone else go
off to-
first.
Off to a bad start.
I go first.
All right, you go first.
Okay. Red and blue. That
I
was
never played it either.
that would be funny. The OGs started everything. I think they have a lot of issues, more just stuff that got cleared up in later games, really. But for the starting point of the whole series, I'd say 4. It's
Really?
a really good start.
Okay.
Yeah, it's solid. It's
Okay.
not my favorite Pokemon game ever, but it's good.
All right.
I've actually played them all the way through. So.
Adam.
Yeah.
If I were to be generous, I'd give it a 3. Realistically, a 2. First game excuse, my ass. Those shits are terrible. The best part about them is the funny glitches that you could do, and those shits are endless. I played that shit
Yeah.
too. I would give it a 2.
You're giving it a 2?
There's a lot.
I wouldn't give it a 1 because some of the glitches, bugs are actually
A 2?
cool.
All right.
But
so
game design wise, bad.
this is going to be really easy for us because I gave it a 3. So it's averaging a 3. So that's a...
You got 4, 3, 2.
Yeah.
I'm
Where the
fine
fuck
with
is
giving
Red-
it a 3.
I realize I can't comment on the first 3 generations.
I think
Am I-
3 is
am I
fine
blind?
because some of the some of the bugs are actually fun to
I
do.
can't.
Oh,
But
here it is.
Right there.
if you were to do a glitchless
Yeah.
run, that shit it would not be one of the better ones.
I put 3 because it's like a good baseline.
I don't know. I feel like. Sorry.
Because like
Keep going.
some of the things that I put as 4 are so much better than red and blue, and I definitely was generous. I was definitely
Maybe-
generous.
The both of you are.
Maybe I was being very.
I'd say
My argument, Adam, is that you don't run into those glitches if you're not looking for them. I think.
That's why. No, my point was I would only
They're
give it a
freaking
higher
more fun.
score if I was doing the glitches
Yeah.
for fun. As an actual game, compared to a lot of others, it's not that good. That's why if I was generous, I'd give it a 3.
I've
Realistically,
never-
a 2.
I've never played through a Gen 1 game without abusing glitches.
I've never played through a Gen 1 game at all. I will say though, every tier list I see always puts red and blue at the very bottom.
I don't know. I think
Really?
it's too much hate. Like it is.
Yeah, people are always like, as the first games are the worst games because they're the least,
Developed.
least fleshed out.
The thing is, I
Yeah.
think they hold up. Like I've been playing
I
Pokemon
think they
Yellow
hold
for
up
fun.
too.
You know, like I'm not. You don't see me fucking playing. I'm not gonna say anything, but
Is the text scrolling as slow as they say?
no, you can
No,
set it to be
That was
faster
the
than that.
least of
Yeah.
my. That was the least of the issues.
You can't. You know what the issue is? Dude, you can't run. There's no sprint.
Oh.
You fucking walk everywhere. That's like
You know
my
what
biggest-
the one funny thing about red and blue is all the sprites look very weird.
Yeah, that's it. Yellow
Like,
fixes
Pokemon
it. I
sprites.
like
Yeah.
yellow.
I miss old like gold battle stuff.
All right, are we putting yellow with
that's
red
fun.
and blue?
Are we ordering the tiers?
Yes, we're ordering the tiers. I'd say it's like
Yellow
above,
is
you know?
above.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yellow
Okay.
surprisingly fixed a few of the issues. Unfortunately, Yellow changed the gold bat sprite. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Oh my god, the OG gold batch
All right.
spray.
Gold, silver. What we thinking?
Russell has some things to say about this.
To be
No.
honest,
Well, I'll
Not
get to
yet?
Johto later.
how I see Pokemon is it starts at Gen 3. Because fun fact, Gen 1 and 2 was meant to be its own thing, and Gen 3 was never supposed to exist. So Gen 2 was originally meant to be the final game. So
Well,
honestly, I think Gen 2, since they actually added a lot of different features and fixes that fix Gen 1 and try to be an improvement to Gen 1 games, the final one, I think Gen 2 is better than the Gen 1 games.
Okay.
I agree.
Do you give it
I
a
think-
number?
Honestly, I don't think it's 4.
We
I
can
would
do
put
you
it
can do 0.5s and stuff too.
3.5 then. If
Okay.
you're making red and blue 3, these ones that are generally just meant to be an improved sequel, it's 3.5. Or just like higher on the 3 tier.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll
They're
put like if it's
just
like
meant
3.5,
to be
we'll put it
better.
higher.
They
up
are
there.
better.
Michael, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I mean, if I put red and blue and yellow at like a 4, I'd probably put gold silver at like 4.5.
You guys are.
I don't know. I feel
give
like
it-
I'm putting
I
these
give
very
gold
high.
silver 2.5.
Damn.
I-
Why?
It's
Well,
because
okay,
Crystal exists. That's why.
Yeah, I gave Crystal a higher score because Crystal's one of my favorite games.
That's fair.
I think because
And
gold and
Crystal's
silver,
better.
gold and silver is actually garbage. Because like
Bullshit.
there's no story. There's nothing to do.
No, wait
and
till we
then
get the
and
Heart
they
Gold and Soul
fucking-
Silver.
They ship you to Kanto, and once again, there's nothing to do over there, and the level curve just sucks. So you just steamroll everything and get to Elite Four and beat. It's like, Crystal
PJ, you
Axe-
can't do this to me. You're taking my Heart Gold Soul Silver argument.
But what about
No,
red?
we'll get the fucking Heart Gold Soul. You will have to defend yourself. but we'll
Bro's
get
gonna like
there,
talk for
okay?
like 24 hours.
Honestly,
So we have 2.5 and 3.5 and a fucking 4.5. What's that average? I have to bring up my calculator now.
Oh my god. Me when I'm extremely generous.
to be honest, I don't think they're that much better than.
Did you just say 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, bro? It's 3.5.
I can't do math, motherfucker.
Oh my
I
God.
genuinely
All
think
right,
they're
Chris-
not that much better, but they're meant to be better. And
Crystal,
since they fixed the issues, that by default I'd call it
they
better.
don't fix any issues though. You
Don't
still
they
can't-
add a bunch? Don't
What?
they add a bunch of like new moves when there's barely any diversity and
Okay,
whatnot?
well they add the dark type, they add the steel type. However, dark type is unusable because it's a it's a special attacking type, but every dark type that introduced was in Gen 2 was a physical attacker, so every dark type sucked. Steel type
That's fair.
Steel type sucked because it was Steelix, and Steelix was garbage, and Scizor, and fucking Flare. And then what? They fixed the fucking Ghost being weak to Psychic glitch, which is fair, I guess, and they nerfed the fuck out of Psychic. But when you think about it, every Johto Pokemon is locked to the post game anyway. It's like playing Gen 2 is I just don't I can't enjoy it.
It's actually a fair argument.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I did play only Crystal.
Crystal is much.
I played a little bit
much
of Gold
better,
actually, but
because
I played Crystal.
Crystal actually does not lock things to the post game. The story is somewhat cohesive and makes sense, and you have a reason to actually you have a reason. You have a very loose reason to go after the legendaries.
Are we able
can
to
I just
change?
say,
are we able to change votes? I think you've convinced.
Oh really?
I think you've convinced me because
you
I've mostly
want to drop
because I've realized I mostly played Crystal and I played a bit of Gold for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you dropping?
can I say?
Oh,
I
what's
want to
shout-
change my vote to 2.5.
The calculator app.
No, it just goes. It's still like 3.25 or something.
Yeah.
What's up, Russell?
Yeah.
Shout out to Gen 2 for adding my favorite type, Steel type.
True. I'm a Steel type fan too.
Wait,
What?
Gold, Silver worse than Red and Blue now?
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
They don't have a
Well, the
C.
numbers don't lie. I'm gonna say that so often. The numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
See,
well-
Red and Blue has more funny things to do, funny game breaking.
This is
Yeah.
gonna be a really
Gold and
scuffed
Silver
tier list.
doesn't.
It is gonna be
Most
super
scuffed
scuffed.
list
because
I can- I can feel it.
Let it be
You're
scuffed.
gonna some particular people. I'm not gonna. All of us are probably gonna have that one hot opinion that's gonna tank one game.
Oh, I already know exactly what opinion you're gonna have of a
No,
game that I feel like you're really ingenerous towards.
All right, we'll get there.
But it
Okay.
isn't undeserved, so.
All right, Crystal. I put 3.25 because
What
also
the
you
fuck?
play as a girl. But I put
Wow.
3.25.
Okay.
I think Crystal goes above Yellow.
Crystal's above Yellow, yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
Come on.
Fucking Michael, I have a problem. With you. All right.
What?
How you just said Gold and Silver was like a 4.5? Where the fuck is Crystal for you?
5.
What? Are you kidding?
Nah.
Oh,
dude.
Hold. You
They changed a few
Wait.
animations. They had a
Oh,
few new
God.
balancing things, and Michael thinks it's a perfect game.
It's like slightly better than Gold and Silver.
Hey PJ, what's the secret folder on your screen?
4.75.
Don't worry about the secret.
That goes up. That goes on 3 above Yellow.
Number
Alright,
5 is
fine.
Alright, just put it above Yellow, bro.
5 plus 3.5 plus. Oh, I have
Above
3.25. What do you have it as, Adam?
We had Yellow as 3.
You can just give it a 3 as well. You don't have
Yeah.
to give it a higher.
No,
I
I'm
think it's like-
doing this. I'm doing the fucking math. I want to do the math.
I
for
think
for
it's like
myself.
one spot above Yellow, like
Sorry,
one.
You're giving it 3.5
Yeah, one spot above Yellow.
divided by 3. 3.91 average. So that's like.
Are we rounding?
Oh my god.
We
Wanna
round
round it?
down.
We can round it
Nah.
up more. I'll round it up.
Yes.
Because
Bruh.
3.9 is basically a 4.
It was 3.91 repeating too. Okay.
Repeating.
All right. Adam, get ready.
Gen 3.
This is your
Gen
generation.
3.
You're strong.
Ruby
Gen 3
Sapphire.
strongest soldier in the
Ruby
chat
Sapphire,
room.
Ruby
defend
Sapphire.
yourself. Defend
I love
yourself. 'Cause
Gen
I'm
3
coming
too.
after you right when you're done.
Ruby Sapphire is like a 3.
All right. But Alex, you're gonna put like fuck. Oh, you're gonna okay.
Emerald's like.
I genuinely think the differences between Ruby Sapphire and Emerald are enough to put 1 to 3, 1
I
to like
don't even know.
high 4, fucking
I
5.
put for Ruby Sapphire. I put 2. Couldn't finish the game. That's the only thing I have written down for it.
Wow.
Because I think
How can you fucking judge if you didn't finish?
because no, I got really far into the game and just thought it was super fucking boring.
I don't think you have to finish the game. You just have to have played a fair
Yeah,
amount of it. That's
yeah.
why I'm not ranking it. That's why I'm like rescinding my right to like vote for these first 3 gens because I haven't played any of them beyond like the first few gems.
The ones I haven't played, I'm not gonna like put input
Mhm.
for, but I've played enough of Ruby to like know I don't like it. So I gave it a 2. I can respect like bringing abilities, and I like Hone Pokemon. So that's why why it's not getting a 1. But
I think 3. Average game, average story, whatnot. Too much water. A lot of the improvements added to
Too much
especially
water.
the post game is mostly Emerald, so there's a lot less content.
Yeah.
Michael, give me a number. So I
They
can.
changed the spawns and whatnot.
Oh, I just realized
did
how
better for
some
Emerald.
spicy takes I'm gonna have. Oh boy.
You're gonna
And,
kill me, PJ.
What do you don't
4.
You are very generous.
Yes.
We could do
I'm not
finishing
gonna
touches
say-
after the
We,
bell.
well,
I'm
we
not
got,
gonna
we got
matter.
another 3, so
I don't really
That's fair
dislike
enough.
any up to this point. Like,
All right,
you
God,
gotta
we have to make this decision. Are we putting it above red and blue or below red?
they,
Oh,
they
I
both
like
got,
how-
they both
think-
got 3s. Okay, so they're on the same.
I like how
doesn't
each version has
matter.
a different team too. That's a cool concept.
Emerald,
Emerald,
I think
I haven't played, so I'm not going to talk about it. But you
Emerald
guys-
5.
Emerald is, if most people don't like in this chat, I think a 4 is respectable, but in
great.
my opinion, a 5.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I
Alright.
think it's
Oh,
extremely
the only
good
two people
game.
to vote are 5.
I'll
It's
put
a
it-
very
I have
good
to respect
story.
it.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
it's different than Ruby and Sapphire by a decent margin, with an
A lot of
actually like
surfing.
extremely different conclusion. They not really fix. They change a lot of the fucking spawns and whatnot. So I feel like the team building's actually a bit better in Emerald.
Yeah.
Which
Is
a
there-
problem with the older Pokemon games is that building a team sometimes fucking sucks. Like how you said Crystal had to change it for Gold, Silver. Emerald's just the improvement, and the post game is very different, especially with the addition of, like the Battle Frontier and whatnot, which
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure is not in Ruby Sapphire.
I got a question. Is the
Or
route?
was it? I don't remember.
Is the
I think
route like-
Emerald improves it.
It's there's no
What?
battle tower in, or there's no battle frontier
Battle Frontier.
in Ruby Sapphire.
Why is Ruby Sapphire? Because I know they
I
have
think
some
they-
type of
They
post
just, I think
game.
they just had the battle tower, or they had like one facility or something.
One battling area.
I had an official Ruby in my like childhood. I know there was some type of.
Yeah, there was something. I just don't remember.
Oh yeah, the
Is-
Battle Towers, Ruby Sapphire,
Yeah.
Battle Frontiers, and Emerald, which is just significantly better, much
Yeah.
more hours
Yeah,
of content.
Battle
So the
Frontier.
post game's crazy. I think the story's very good, especially the
Yeah.
ending with the cool ass cutscene with Rayquaza as well. Plus, you can catch him before the Elite Four. So if you don't want to make a good team to fight the champion, you want to be lazy, go right the fuck ahead. If you
Go
want.
master ball that Rayquaza.
Yeah, you get the Master
With the
Ball like
free
right
carry.
before.
I got
So
a
I-
question for about
Telling you
Emerald.
to catch him.
Is the Route 110 May fight like only in Ruby Sapphire, or is it Emerald also?
Which one's
Like
110?
the world's hardest rival fight. The one
The one over the water.
where- yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
It's an emerald. It's an emerald.
It is an Emerald too.
Yeah, it's Emerald.
'Cause I remember getting to that part in Ruby as a kid, like being
It's
fucking
very
furious
easy.
over it.
It's only hard in challenges.
Bro, I struggled with that as a kid. I
If you're
remember-
doing a Nuzlocke, you're losing a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah, the
why
Nuzlocke
people
killer.
call it that hard, because
I
every
dumbass.
time I play Emerald in a normal run, it's extremely easy. It's only hard if you're doing like a challenge that really minimizes what you can do, restricts your freedom, like a Nuzlocke, for example.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Now-
Childhood me struggled with the May
I
fight.
hate to go back on fucking previous ones, but I really want to knock Gold
No.
Silver down to fucking
Too
2.
late. Too late. We've moved
I
past.
hate looking
Too late.
at it. You're right. We have
bad.
moved past it.
Diamond Pearl.
2, 1, bad, horrible.
Okay,
Actually,
I'm
Bad.
gonna be the one defending this then.
I think it's
Wait. Who
four.
said 1?
Me.
Adam,
Who said 2?
Also
Adam.
me. I changed it from 2 to 1. I don't like Diamond Pearl.
Alright,
It
you're
went
saying-
down
Okay, you're
slowly.
saying 1. I gave it 3.5.
I'd give it a 3.
I think the story is garbage,
Of
I
course.
agree.
but
You don't like Team Galactic?
I like Team
That's
Galactic.
not
Team
why
Rocket's
it's
awesome.
hard.
It's the problem with Diamond and Pearl is the pacing. It is
That's
like
not
it's insanely slow.
Yeah, it is a slow ass fucking game.
It's running
The
through
story-
molasses
the-
slow.
The story literally like
There's no
hit-
fire Pokemon.
You get hit over the head with a fucking baseball
No
bat
fire
for the
Pokemon.
story, like last
No
second.
fire Pokemon.
Just pick Chimchar.
Yeah, that's what I
No
always
way.
do.
I hate Chimchar.
I've played.
I'm
He's
I
an
am the
Empoleon
big-
fan. I can't blame him.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm Paul from the anime. I fucking hate Chimchar.
What's wrong
I've
with
always
you?
been
I-
Chimchar's biggest hater.
Used to have.
I hope
a
he gets
physical
6-0'd by an
copy
Infernape one day.
of Diamond. There's been so many runs that I was too lazy to finish just because I think Diamond's that bad. I let my sister play it once for her very first Pokemon game. Not even she bothered to finish because I could admit it's such a bad. It's so slow. It's so sluggish. I feel like Platinum gives me like a much better experience and diversity of what I can do.
We'll get to Platinum.
So the fact that Platinum exists makes me look
Oh, yeah.
down on the game even more
Oh, yeah, no,
in
no,
comparison. The
that's-
fact that the remakes exist make me look down on it even more. This is just the worst
God,
version
not the
out of
fucking
every
remake.
single Sinnoh game you could play.
Yeah,
I
literally.
genuinely think it's a one of the worst ones in the series
All
by
right.
far.
I have a
My-
huge nostalgia.
I also
for it.
don't even know if there's not. I don't even remember if there's
I love
much
those.
to do in the
Those are my
post
first
game
game.
compared to
That's-
the other versions.
that's what I was
I
gonna
don't
say.
remember.
My argument for Diamond Pearl. Number
Nostalgia.
one, my first point that I have written down is changed battles and provide essential world building and lore. That's what I have written down. But mostly because what Gen 4 introduced the special physical split and introduced a ton of new evolutions for Pokemon that like desperately needed it. So those are two major pluses.
That's true.
And then because like realistically, without Gen 4, we would know so fucking little about like the Pokemon universe when you think
Oh yeah,
about it.
true.
Because Diamond Pearl, like you can say Platinum is better than Pearl, which it very much is. But Diamond Pearl introduced all the lore first with like Arceus and Dialga and Palkia, which are like some of the best legendaries and mythicals ever. So that's my argument for Diamond Pearl. That like solely because if Platinum came first and then Diamond Pearl would get like a 0. But because Diamond Pearl brought all of these features with it, that's why I think it should be
Yeah.
like
Hence why I give it a 3.
okay. So 3.5.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Michael?
I said 4.
Oh my god.
I said in terms of scale, I feel like this.
Why
is
do we
what-
invite this
All right,
guy?
Adam. All right, Adam. 1 or 2.
One.
Make your.
All
I'm
right,
not
it's a-
changing my
it's a
stance.
2.8. So
That's a 3 then.
2.8.
are we
That's
rounding
right,
up
it's a
to 3?
3.
All right.
Three.
We'll put it in like low 3.
If it's 2.75 or higher, if it's like 0.75 or higher, you
Alright.
round it up to the higher number.
Fair enough.
3 gets too big later into the video. We could like fucking siphon it a bit, but
Sure.
who knows if we even have to.
All right.
This might be the last 3. I genuinely don't like Diamond Pearl with a passion.
Damn.
Platinum. What's the consensus? I know Michael's giving
4.5.
5. You saying 5 too, Russell?
5.
I'm just 4.5. 4.5.
Okay. I have written down 4.5 as well.
I
Yeah.
would give it. I think I agree with you too. Actually,
All right.
I think it goes above Crystal, below Emerald. I genuinely
So that's
think so. Actually, no. Do I give it a 5? I'm generally torn between 5 or 4. I think Platinum's an extremely good game.
5.
It is really good.
I think it
The
like
distortion world is awesome.
improves a lot on Diamond Pearl. So.
You know what? I don't know if I have like a single problem with Platinum. I'll give it a 5.
all right. Fair enough.
I
that's-
don't
that's
know
that's like
any issues I have.
That's a respectable 5.
Oh boy.
right.
Oh no.
Russell.
Guys, listen. You guys I think too strongly of it. I give it a 3.
Dude, what?
I give it a 3.
Okay, why? I still
Why?
want to know why, because this is
Okay.
I have
I'm like, I kind of like pay attention to story when I play Pokemon. Okay.
the
And
only person in the world.
wow. Okay, I get it. The stories aren't great. All right. The problem with Heart Gold Soul
Stories.
Silver is the fact that it feels like there almost is no story. It's like go to city, get gym, go to city, get gym. Rival comes in every now and then, but there's no like. It feels like there's no overarching story that's built upon. They're just kind of there, and then, I feel like Jota's really forgettable. Too,
But
there's like
your
a whole region.
rival,
I can't.
It's a new theme.
Whoa!
But they
I
did give
thought
Red
the
his own
story
theme. Red
was
still has the champion theme.
okay, simply because of like the whole Team Rocket return thing, and I believe in Heart Gold Soul Silver they introduced an event with Giovanni
They
in it,
do, yeah.
unless if I'm incorrect, which adds on to it a little more.
Where he
Which is
fucking
why
jumps off a cliff.
I won't
But
berate
I
Heart
replayed
Gold
through it
Soul
like
Silver for having
2 years
none.
ago. I just remember like it just felt like a slog to get through. There was nothing like interesting there to keep me going, and
It's one of the longer ones.
Yeah,
it was like it's like really boring after. Like once you get to Kanto, it's just like, oh dude, can this game just end?
All right. You know
I
what?
think
I'm not outraged by your opinion, which is surprising.
I genuinely enjoyed every moment with this game. I really
Yeah.
liked it.
If you're playing for story, I guess Heart Gold.
I was not. I was not playing for story though.
But yeah,
I'm
if you're
that.
playing,
I don't play like only for story, but like the story
Yeah.
is like what gets me through a lot of like the like replaying it, playing games and stuff, like knowing the story.
I agree. That's one of the things that like keeps me with Emeralds. I love the whole story in Emerald where at the same time you fight against Magma and Aqua, they fight against each other.
That's something that makes Platinum so
agree.
much better than Diamond and Pearl, the story.
Yup. I agree with that too. To be
Okay.
honest,
I don't know. I feel
think-
like
I think
think
follower
it goes
Pokemon are
with
neat. I wish
Crystal.
they would. I wish they did that again in the Pixel games, but I'm glad they're like trying to do it again in the newer 3D games,
What, doing what again?
like the follower Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think outside of like the story that barely hangs there, the game actually has a plentiful of other things to offer, which is why I think I put it next to Crystal.
The entertainment
And I don't
value.
think the story's that bad.
Yeah, I think because
I appreciate the direct sequel
if
it has,
Crystal's in
but
fucking
Yeah,
4,
it could
we
be
have to
better.
put Gold Silver or Heart Gold Soul Silver above it. In my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
I don't think it has to go above it. I
Well, I
think
give it a
go
3.
It absolutely
equal
has to go
standing.
above it because Heart Gold Soul Silver post game is so fucking expensive.
Yes, there's so much shit to
can-
do.
That's true.
That is true. There's a plentiful of doing that
I'm a
fucking game.
huge I'm not a replay. I'm not like a replayable guy. I'm a post game guy. I will sink like hundreds of thousands of hours into the post game of Pokemon games. But I will never fucking replay it. So the post game
There's a
value
lot of
lot. Yeah, like you can catch like
What
every
can you
fucking
do?
legendary to that point. In
You
that
can
game.
re-battle every gym leader
Yeah,
for some
You
reason.
can rebattle
What
every
else is there?
trainer.
There's the tons and
Every
tons of
trainer can be
events that
rebattled.
Gen 4 offers. All
There's
of
like-
the little fun things you could do with your Pokemon in
Yeah.
that game.
The Pokemon contests or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
I will admit, I used to
Pokemon
not be a
Pokemon
replay guy,
offers.
or I used to not be a post game guy until recently,
I've always
because I never had like a lot of friends to play with to like trade. So I just like once I got to the end of the game, I was like, okay, but like there's nothing to do, so I would just restart.
No
Also,
idea
Heart Gold,
what
Soul
to do in
Silver-
Heart Gold. There's a lot.
There's
And
a
it's
lot.
all time based too. That's the
Heartgold
crazy
has, like,
thing.
has almost the longest post game.
It's fucking huge.
But
It has Battle Frontier too.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
It has its own little version, yeah.
No, it has the Platinum Battle Frontier. Like I think it's a fucking carbon copy, isn't it?
I
I
don't remember.
forget. I don't think so. It might be right.
Oh, I like the day and night cycle too.
Oh yeah, and there's
I
the
think
that's
that
in
was
like
cool.
every
The day
manga
and night
game.
cycle is a big thing in that game, which it wasn't too much in the other games.
Yeah,
Alright. We spent
I-
so much time on this. Let's give it some numbers. Russell, you're giving it a 3.
5.
Three.
I'd say 4.
I give it a 4.5. So we have Jesus. That's a 5 plus.
So it should be like a 4.25 or something.
I say moi. Chef's kiss. It's
Four,
perfect.
yeah. Okay. So I guess it's fucking right next. It's just like oopsie.
But right next to that one, or in front of it,
what
I
do we
guess.
give this? A fucking
It
Better.
should be in front of
Better.
Crystal because Crystal barely made the cut.
yeah. Okay.
It was like 3.91.
We got a big one.
Black and white.
Black
I
and
think
white.
is this going to be unanimous? Probably.
I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe not.
I might be
Oh.
the fucking the hot opinion here.
Well,
Also,
I-
which one did you
I-
say your favorite one was in the past between this and the sequel?
sequel.
It
I
wasn't there like
Black
a
and White
big
two better.
argument where we said like, "Oh, I like this one better." I
Well,
like
yeah,
this
I
one.
took the poll, and it like barely Black and White 2 won the poll. But okay, everyone go. I want to hear everyone's scores before mine.
Well, I'm a Unovian for life. I die for my Unovians. I give it a 5.
Okay.
Honestly, I can't refute that. I really did enjoy Black and White.
Okay.
The only thing that would make me bring it down is that I think Black 2 White 2 is just an improved version, but it doesn't refute the fact that this is an extremely good game nonetheless. Very good story,
Okay.
plenty full of content.
Mike, you're gonna say 5, right?
Yeah, I just wish they'd give more like
Did you just
on
answer
you
that?
know
I'm
the
joking. I'm
Pokemon.
joking. Yeah,
You just
it's a
answered-
very good game.
Okay.
5 definitely, bro.
All right.
No,
The reason, okay, my list that I have written down here, I did it on a scale as like something had to be the best and something had to be the worst. So I only give out 1 5. Black and White did not get it.
Black and White 2.
I gave Black and White a 4.8, so it's still basically a fucking 5.
my only problem with
Does that
Black
put that
and
at the
White
front?
is,
No, it doesn't, because Emerald only got 2 5.
Emerald
Well, I
doesn't
guess
have
since
the 5.
since it only got 2 5s though.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Say it would be best so far, yeah.
Why I wanna go-
But when you compare the ratio,
Yeah, of
Alright.
course.
The reason I gave for giving it a 4.8 is I said best story by far in any Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Like literally by a fucking long shot. There's
I
nothing
think
that
it's
can
I think it's
compare.
even better than I think the sequel story is not as good as the original,
yeah,
but
I'll
everything
give
else
this
about the sequel, yeah.
story. The only thing I took away from Black and White is only lacking a comprehensive post game.
I mean, we get like the extra route though, like
Yeah, you get one extra. You get like 2.
yeah.
You get like 2 extra routes, and you get Black City. Which Black City, there's nothing to do. White City, see, Pokemon people play Pokemon White have White City, which is so much better than Black City for some fucking reason. But
was it not White Forest?
Don't
Oh,
forget
White
you can
Forest,
fight
my bad.
Cynthia too.
and you fight Cynthia.
Cynthia's
Okay.
in both games, is
But
it
yeah,
not?
she's in the
Yeah, no,
Black.
but she's part of the post game Black and White
Oh, yeah,
post
yeah.
game too. Since he said
But,
lack
like-
of comprehensive post game.
Black White post game. All there is to do is catch your version genie, and then catch the Swords of Justice, and then that's it.
You get to actually fight Alder. You have to recatch like the
Oh
sages.
yeah, you go re-challenge him. I guess.
There's a story. There's also an extra story. You have to fight the sages that escaped.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you have to find all of the sages,
Okay,
but that's
here's
just a
here's
fetch
how I'm gonna-
quest.
Here's how I'm gonna put it. I beat the game and cleared all the main story besides completing the Pokedex in 50 hours, which like it was a good 50 hours. I really enjoyed it. But I'm playing through Black 2. I just got 100 hours today, and I'm using this online checklist right here, and I'm like nowhere close to fucking checking off every box. And I'm 100 hours in, and there's because like comparing it to Black and White 2, it's insane. Speaking of which, moving to Black and White 2, this is my 1 5.
And I obviously it's a 5.
Yeah.
I wish with Black and White you could catch more than just Unovan Pokemon
Oh,
throughout the
that's a-
fucking story.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The
That's
lock
the
decks
one
is a
reason
little.
why I would, if I had like fucking full control, I would put it one spot below Emerald. Simply because Black 2 White 2 lets me catch like a Riolu and Mareep at the start,
Yeah.
but Black and White doesn't. But I don't want to take away the 5 I just gave because that shit's impactful.
I think I wrote down for Black and White, don't care about the decks. Because I don't care about the decks, because I think Unova Dex is like one of the best fucking like there's almost no
Yeah.
the only fucking thing that is wrong with the Unova Dex is Stunfisk. If Stunfisk wasn't there, it would
Oh
be
my
the perfect like selection of Pokemon.
This guy hates Stunfisk.
I hate Stunfisk so much.
What's
I-
wrong?
So
with
wag.
I
Also, the
hated
Unova
Stunfisk.
Dex has my favorite Pokemon ever. Shout out to Bisharp.
True. The Stunfisk has been this is the second I laid my eyes upon it as a kid. I fucking despised it. Number one, I think
What did he do to you?
it's an ugly, disgusting Pokemon design. Number two, Michael.
Okay.
Tell me Stunfisk's type. Tell me Stunfisk's type.
Ground.
Ground electric.
I said Michael! He was supposed to
Oh.
say ground water. Because everyone says, oh, it's ground water, it's lich water. There's no water type there. I remember fucking trying to fight one as a kid.
Ground water.
And just being bamboozled. As
It looks
to
like
why
a
my
fish.
attacks We're not doing anything to it. And I hate Stunfisk. I hate
Okay, PJ, design wise,
What?
do you think Stunfisk looks worse than Bruxus?
They're like
No.
the same amount of ugly to me. Because
Now the worst Gen 5 Pokemon are like the fucking
Don't say it.
monkeys.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the ice cream. So
Wait, what
I
did he say?
love the ice
He said the
cream.
monkeys, which are like
Oh, yeah,
I-
that's,
monkeys
that's,
are cool.
I don't
They
have a
look so
problem.
dumb.
I'm
I hate
neutral with
Dumb.
You're dumb.
I think they have a cool
City
installation.
Siege is so awesome.
They're so dumb.
You're
I hate
so
them.
stupid. You don't understand the wacky and funny
They were like-
design.
But,
Elemental
Silent
monkey.
Chili and Crest are so awesome. Though.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Mike,
They
you
just
just
went
don't have big enough
elemental
of a
monkey.
brain to understand, bro.
I don't know. I think the fucking ice cream and trash are better than them, bro.
Also,
Wow.
can I say that challenge mode is awesome in Black 2 and White 2 as well?
Challenge mode. I'm playing through only on challenge mode in Black 2 is when I unlocked it.
Hell yeah.
You are lucky that Black 2
Yeah,
has
no.
hard
Wh-
mode,
White 2
and
gets the
I
easy
have
mode?
White 2 that gives easy mode, so I have like no reason
The
to
fuck?
fucking play it.
I'll give it to you this weekend.
That's so-
we'll
that's so
exchange the
dumb.
keys.
We will exchange them keys already.
All right.
Can you send me a checklist? I might emulate it just to run through it again.
Sure, I'll DM it to you.
we-
After this.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna pirate it?
After the
Starving devs, Russell.
The starving Nintendo devs. Yeah.
is it Nintendo 3DS
It's always morally
time,
acceptable
boys?
to emulate.
No. I'm not talking about Black yet. Or Black
He's gonna
2 yet.
play it on his physical Nintendo
What else is there to
3DS.
discuss?
We didn't talk about it. We just threw it into 5. We have to discuss. I want to see what I have written down.
Pokemon World Champion stuff.
Post-
I
wrote-
That
think
stuff's
one
awesome.
of the best things
elaborate
is that
story. Because even though the story isn't as good in Black and
Alright.
White,
It's still really
it's still,
good.
I think
Still
the
cut
only
off.
issue is that it doesn't really stick the landing. Because I remember as a kid for some reason like struggling with Black Kyurem fight, and I haven't played the game in a really long time until recently. And Black Kyurem, like the Kyurem fusion, does nothing in the story. It just shows up, and then you beat it, and then it fucks off. Like for literally, it shows up for one battle.
This looks cool.
Which yeah, it looks cool as fuck, but there like the lore implication of like, oh, there was once 100% complete Kyurem, but now it's only a half is cool. However, it's literally not really talked about until the post game, and you only see the your cover fusion once, which is a little bit weak. And it just gets thrown on. I that's something I kind of took me aback. It's like Black and White had such a good story where it built up so well, and it made the legendaries feel fucking legendary. But Kyurem just gets kidnapped, and that's it. The story is kidnapped. Kyurem gets kidnapped. Go fucking save him.
I don't think that's the strong point. I think one of the strongest points of the game that way makes up for that is the insane amount of
things.
you know, Pokemon
That's-
always advertises that, oh, you get one version, your friend gets a different version, and then you get to access the full decks or whatnot with
Yeah.
that. This game takes it to a whole nother level, makes a bunch of other things accessible just by having a friend do that with you, which
Yeah.
I think is cool.
It's-
Except in modern day, if you only have
Yeah.
one version, one DS, then that's your fault for not having both. But
as a kid, it was really
at the
cool.
time, it
Now,
was
it's a
awesome.
fucking currently. It's
I think it's
struggle.
still cool now,
It's-
simply
it's a
because you're
cool-
here.
It's a cool idea. If we didn't have each other, I'd be so screwed. 'Cause we would not have
I
any.
think it's awesome simply for that. The
He would
Yeah.
keys.
give up his dreams forever.
I also have written down the post game. The post game is insane. There's literally endless.
There's
I
a
can
lot.
pull up this thing right here. I'll pull it up. It's so fucking long. There's obviously complete the Pokedex and shit. Then there's all the hidden grottos. You can collect Ent's Pokemon. Oh, and linking your Black and White game to Black and White 2 to unlock more story is so. I never did that. As a
So
kid.
awesome.
And
Yeah, it's
experiencing it now is and it's a little confusing because they talk about your old player character and it says my name is PJ in both because I think you're supposed to do it with a friend, so you're supposed to have it your friend's name be talked about instead of your other player character. But I fucking did it with myself, so it's oh, the old champion PJ, and my character's name is still PJ, but you.
I have the
What a
same
coincidence.
problem. I named mine both.
Yeah, exactly. You unlock. You can capture all of En's old Pokemon. You can do all the old cutscenes of what happened in between the games, and you can fight Sharon and Bianca again. It's so it's so awesome. Randomly stumbling into a character into an area and triggering the cutscene, whereas the flashback, I get so hyped every single time. Then what else? There's the legendaries.
Tons of
White Forest, Black City, the fucking battle tower thing, all the world tournaments. All the secret bosses. There's 4 or 5 secret bosses in this game. Battle Subway.
thing I will
trainer
give
card
to
grinding.
the
Trainer
original
card.
game.
Oh, and also, there's fucking achievements in this game. The only Pokemon game with an achievement system.
Yeah.
The fun
Honest-
fest
I-
missions. Sorry, Adam, go ahead.
I think the one thing the original ones have over the sequels is that the original ones have so much better events.
Yeah, but the events. Okay, but listen, the
The
events.
only event that is cooler in Black 2 White 2 that the original games already don't have is the shiny Metagross.
Black White has the shiny
No,
Metagross.
they don't. They have the
Yeah, they
shiny
do.
Larvitar, and
No,
that's it.
they have both.
And that just means they win.
Yeah.
Especially since they don't just hand you Victini, they give you the cool Liberty card.
Yeah.
But Black
I'm
2
not
does
taking
have
events
the
into
cooler.
account because events are like a limited time thing that we're not really
Not
supposed to dive
anymore.
into. Well, okay.
Not anymore. That's why I'm bringing it into account.
I wasn't really taking into account events, but that doesn't change the score at all, in my opinion.
Well, no, I still think it's better than the ones.
All right.
We're done gushing over it. Black 2.
Now X and Y.
X and Y? I feel so bad.
I give it a 4.
What did you go first? What did you say? I'm curious.
Me?
I don't remember.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I think a lot of people shit on X and Y.
Yes.
You know what, Michael?
Yes, definitely.
Michael, you go first. You're gonna shit on this game. You're gonna be that guy.
If you give Golden Crystal a 4, but you don't give this game that, Michael, we are fighting.
Okay.
Oh
so
boy.
I have some bias towards this game.
Because
this is the game that got me back in the Pokemon after I didn't play
okay.
for a long time.
I
So
thought it was bad bias.
first 3D game, and this is the first game I got a shiny in ever. So
Yeah,
I'd
same.
say 4.5. I really
Mine
like
was
it.
Emerald.
All
I
right.
think it did a lot of it was the first 3D game. A little
Megas are sick.
Yeah.
Megas are cool. A little too many
They
Kanto
go
mons,
metal.
but I guess they were like, we gotta get the ultras. Fuck. What was it?
Man's playing too much Dragon Ball Legends.
What are they called?
What are you talking about?
Megas.
Oh,
Megas.
Mega.
Ultras, get out of my chat.
I was playing too much Legends. Yeah, I guess because they had to do the Megas for the Kanto Pokemon.
Yeah, they do kind of pump in a lot.
little
of
too
Kanto
many.
Megas, but Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire fixes that, I guess.
But I
think,
really
yeah.
like X and Y. I think the legendaries are cool too.
I think it's a solid
Yes.
4.
So 4, I give it 3.8 because I
Maybe
didn't want
4.5.
I didn't want
I
to
was-
give it the full.
I'm debating in my head between a 4 and a 4.5 because I really do like these games a lot.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
think
sway
4
you,
on
Russell.
top.
Where's Z, bro?
That's okay.
It's a
XY
sun and moon.
I'll give it a
where-
4.25.
All right.
No.
Here's what happened. XY 3.8 was missing that something. There was lots of setup with no delivery.
Yep.
Because I feel like if we got Z could have been potentially like the best game ever.
It could have easily been like the best Pokemon game.
XY was so good to start. And it was obviously the jump to 3D had to they took a lot of strain on probably the development team having to remodel everything for the first time. And then starting work on a brand new console. Because think about it, Black and White 2 came out a year into the 3DS's lifespan, into the 3DS life on the original DS. So at that point, they mastered the DS's hardware. This is their on brand new hardware, first time modeling everything. They have to do the 3D features, So it feels like if Z happened and they put the love and care into Z that any other game had, it would have been the best. But they were just so many things that were built up in X but never delivered, and that's why.
Unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, if we ever do get a Z, I'd go fucking apeshit.
A Kalos remake would go so hard. Kalos is actually it's such a good
remake
region.
easy.
I love
A
Kalos.
lot of people pin the start
Roller
of
skating.
The lore of Kalos makes it one of my favorite regions.
Yeah, the lore.
Oh,
is good.
yeah!
The movement is
fucking-
good.
What was the dude?
Game Flare is
AZ.
funny.
AZ.
AZ is cool as fuck.
The fucking meme. It's been
A lot of people. Pin
It's been
the
3,000
downfall of
years.
Pokemon
Yes.
on X and
That's
Y
actually
for
like a
some
good
reason.
song.
But yeah, I disagree. I think the
Flare
models,
is cool.
here's what they should have done. You know how the 3D or the 2D sprites are different every single game to game. If the 3D models were different game to game, this XY would not get as much shit as because everyone's like, oh, the 3D models ruined Pokemon. Well, the 3D models didn't ruin Pokemon. It's how they handled the 3D models that ruined Pokemon. So I think X and Y having some shitty looking 3D models is whatever because the first one. It gets the red and blue pass where that's the first time they were doing something this big, But all right, throwing in 4.
I think if it's in 4, it's above
Crystal.
the Gen 2 and 4.
Fair enough. Okay.
Are we keeping Soul Silver above it, or what's
Soul
the
Silver
what's
got
the
a
score we
high
give?
4. This is
high
like
four? Yeah,
this
we
is like
keep
a
it
low
there
four.
then. I forget.
Or S. I'm gonna go
I
ahead.
feel like I'm gonna be the one defending it.
I mean,
What do you mean? I give it like a 4.5.
I'm the.
I thought this game was shitted on.
I'm the one who shits on it. I gave it a 2.
It's funny.
I
like,
think
once
the
again,
content they give is a lot.
You're
again-
expecting me
ton
to
of
shit on
content.
it too, bro.
huh?
And I was like, you're expecting me to shit on it, and I was like, this is like my favorite game ever.
Oh really?
I didn't give it a 4. I
give it a
I
4.8.
said 4.5.
I
give
think
it a
it's a
4.5.
little worse than Platinum. Because it give you a lot of shit to
think
do.
it's-
The flying around with Latios, I think almost
Yes, flying
It's
around
what
on
they got.
Latios is so
Oh,
awesome.
it got
Wait.
this is it started
Is
to
that
So
get
like they
bad.
so going into the
Yes.
Hoopa like rings to get the legendaries while flying on Latios and Latios.
Yup.
Awesome.
No. All right. I'm about to break down.
No.
I think it had a good online too.
Yeah.
I like to
that-
rank modern Pokemon games on online as well because I especially
Also, this hasn't been brought up at all, but OST is also really good.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love the OST for ORS, but I don't
Alright.
want to judge it on OST because I love the OST for a lot of these games. So I'd
Yeah.
be saying the
There's
same
no
shit
Pokemon game
over
with
and
a bad
over.
soundtrack.
Really, my least favorite game on this
Except Let's Go.
has like a really good soundtrack still. So I don't
Alright.
think any of them really have bad soundtracks.
I think
Yeah.
high
Let me.
four.
Can I make my point as to why I don't
Go
really
ahead.
like ORS? Number one, once again, I'm not a big fan of the Ruby Sapphire. I'm not a big fan of Hoen's layout. I don't really like the story, so I thought it was the most boring game ever. And I think that fucking the Hooper rings that was the start of making legendaries less legendary. How people complain like, oh, legendaries are so easy to find. There's no challenge. There's like every modern Pokemon post game is just a legendary hunt. Where like, oh, you either have wormholes, you have Hooper rings, you either have Dynamax Adventure or some bullshit like that. Or as
You see,
the
I
first
like
time,
that.
I don't, because it takes away the mysticism of like, oh wow, to get like Dialga, like at that time to get Dialga, you had to play Diamond Pearl and fucking trade it all the way up or get it from an event. But then ORS rolls around. It's like, oh, everyone has a Dialga now. Everyone has a Palkia now. Everyone has Giratina now. Everyone like these Pokemon are no
Yeah,
longer, these
that's
Pokemon that
true.
you've had
But
for
they
so
still-
long are no longer special. There's no reason. There's no motivation to go back and like play those older games. And I'm a gatekeeper. That's why people are like, oh, accessibility is important. Accessibility is important. I don't think that. I think it's also important to reward the players who have been playing for longer than the newer fucking players. Because the new players, it's unfair for someone to fucking walk into the game and pop out with a level 100 Dialga when I had to play through an entire fucking story, a shitty story, mind you, to get mine. That's my
They
Uh,
still have it in
I
sets so
disagree.
that you can't just
Yeah,
get
I don't
Giratina
care.
out of nowhere. You need
I
to
don't
get
fuck-
Dialga from one, Palkia from the other.
Yeah, you need to get
then
Dialga from one
Giratina
game, Palkia from
spawns.
another to get Giratina.
All right.
And that's what they did for Landorus. It's what they
Oh,
And
did.
they also did that in,
Still,
and they
it's-
do that in later games too.
Okay, hear me out. How about this? Black 2, White 2. Oh, there's a ton of legendaries available, but they're not like, oh, just jump through a fucking Hooper ring and get it. For Cresselia, you have to go fuck around in this fucking ghosty ass mansion with a ghost girl, hunt her down, and she gives you an item, and she doesn't even tell you what to do with the item. You have to go to a bridge, stay in the middle of the bridge, and Cresselia fucking flies down. There's a story. There's like a loose story with the legend. Heatran, you're told about Heatran during the game in Black and White 2. You go to Route 18 and you randomly find the Magma Stone. You have to put 2 and 2 together, realizing, oh, this is the Magma Stone I heard about earlier. Let me take it back to this place and find Heatran. The Reggies? The Reggies are impossible to get in like
Walk
every game
behind
they're
keys.
fucking in. Exactly. It's like, oh, you want to catch Palkia in this version and trade it over? No. For the fucking Reggie keys, you have to get Reggie Rock, then get Reggie Steel, get a fucking key, and trade that key to another game for someone else to solve another fucking puzzle to get it themselves, and they have to trade you a different key.
Also
That's
do
so
that for the
fucking-
Reggies
there are
and
s-
ORS
There are
too.
so many layers with those legendaries, but then they're just demoted down to fucking Hoopa rings and wormholes in later games, and I don't like
Not
it.
all of
I
them
want
have Hooper
you
rings and
motherfuckers-
ORS.
I know not all of them do, but like most of them do. A lot of them do, and it makes it feel like you could have had a story. You could have had something there if you put in a little more effort. That's my fucking hot take, I guess.
I
Anyway,
Yeah, it is a
only
hot take.
agree for
Yeah.
mythics. For mythicals, I think those are the ones that should be highly accessible, but legendaries, the fuck's it matter?
But mythics are still not very accessible anyway.
You say that, but they're giving Keldeo for free as a
that's
static
true.
encounter and sword. Mew
Once I
is
get-
given for free at the
Yeah.
beginning of the game in
Mythics
every
are,
single
like,
modern
just
game.
starting to
The
be
same thing's happening for
less
Fion, Jirachi. They're letting you catch Arceus now as a static encounter.
All right.
And he's supposed to be the very hard to get
Well,
one.
no, to get Arceus, you have to fucking beat like a 60-hour game, and then
No, you don't.
yes, you do.
Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. If you have a save file, you get the fucker.
No, you don't. You have to beat the save file.
No, you just have to have
No,
one.
you don't. You have to beat it. hold on.
Googling this.
Oh my god.
I'm googling this too.
You,
How to
go-
get
you Google. I'm not gonna
either
Google if you're
full
Googling.
BDSP. I'm telling you. I know you have to beat the game. IGN.com.
Oh wait, you have
Tell
to
me.
beat it.
In Legends of Arceus, complete all main missions, including the final mission that
It's
requires you to
still
catch every
a
single
static
Pokemon.
encounter.
You have to complete the entire fucking dex in that game, and then
That still doesn't change my point. Where
no, but you have to work
They're
for
being-
Oh
it.
my
They're not
god.
giving it to you. Like, they give you Mew just for playing fucking Let's Go, but you have to complete a Pokedex? That's hard. In Legends of Arceus, that's fucking, like, not an easy thing to do.
that's just the equivalent of beating the game in the story, though.
That's a long-ass game and a long-ass story. You have to go fucking hunt down Spiritomb quests? That's...
All right, maybe I'm wrong for that one, but the other mythicals, but the other ones.
At the
Whatever.
IGN
No, yeah,
ad.
the mythicals are being devalued, but I'm just saying, Arceus, you gotta work for. All right. What is everyone's numbers for this game? Because I'm going to give it a 2.
5.4,
You give it a
like
4.5.
4.8.
4. Yeah.
5 plus 4, and 2 divided by 4.
Hmm.
It's getting a 4.
Yeah, 4, bro.
Wait,
I'm surprised.
is that
All
like
right.
high 4
Oh,
or
wait.
low
Wait,
four?
wait.
Up to my
Oh.
favorite game, guys.
Oh,
I
boy.
forgot to ask PJ about the Delta episode. Thoughts on that?
Oh, that's
Oh.
cool.
Oh yeah. That's
Too
cool.
much dialogue.
Okay.
And I'm
Wow.
like, speaking of
One
too
number-
much fucking dialogue.
What
Now, okay.
number did it get?
I didn't play the original Sun and Moon,
What
so I
number
can't
did
really
it
defend it.
All right. I want you guys to guess what I gave it.
Oh, what
0.
number did
Zero.
Oras get?
Or I gave Oris a 2. Yeah,
It's
it's a 4.
No, I mean total.
It,
Oh,
it,
4 on the dot?
it was a 3.825. So I
Oh,
put it in 4.
alright.
All right. I did not give this game a 0.
Give it a 1.
Wow.
I gave it a 0.5.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
I
Because-
would give Sun and Moon a 2.
I think this game is dog shit in every single way,
I've never played
besides
it.
the fact that it introduces regional forms. I think regional forms is an awesome concept, and it was
Agreed.
introduced in a terrible game. So I gave the 0. I gave it plus point. I originally had it as 0, and I gave it plus 0.5 just because fucking.
Oh, by the way, we fucking did not rank Fire Red and Leaf Green. We fucking skipped
Oh
it.
shit, we didn't. We'll do that-
I was waiting till we got to that later because it was later down the list.
We'll
Yeah,
get-
whatever.
Yeah, we'll get to that at the end. I totally forgot that. I haven't played that one either, but we'll get there.
I played it. I might have been the
I
only one.
played
I think
I played it too.
Sun and Moon
That's awesome.
is too. It's like the story is so hard because everyone's like, "Oh, it has a good story." It's so hard to pay attention to the story because the cutscenes. It's like I'm watching a fucking episode of the anime, but I'm just smashing the A button to get through it, so I'm not actually reading it. It's like story should be told better than that.
I
You know,
actually disagree with the public
I don't
consensus.
even know
think
if that's a good story because I didn't pay attention.
the climax, I did pay attention. The climax is honestly cool, but the build up, awful. The story overall, not good.
And everyone's
It was
like,
just
"Oh,
cool to see Lusamine get absorbed.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh,
That was
Lusamine
the
is such a cool character. Oh, Guzma is such a deep character. Like, oh, he has fake tattoos. And then, like, everyone's like, oh, Lily is, like, such a traumatized, like, oh, wow, they actually, like, did a deep
Guzma.
character launch.
I could talk about all that. Guzma is a deep character, actually, but
The
I
thing
think
is-
he's the only good character.
Like, the way that it's presented is so bad. And everyone's like, oh, they did the trials. Instead of gyms. The trials are so fucking lame and so baby. The Marowak one was like, oh,
True.
spot the difference game. But the difference is that one of the Marowak's a fucking person. It's like, that's not even, you're not trying. It's like, I want something different, but this is not it. You know, Pokemon fans will they get something different? But okay, I want something good. Okay.
Different but good.
Anyway,
Yeah,
do you want to know what got my 0? This
That's fair.
fucking game. This game.
How?
Honest,
Wait, did you
actually-
play this?
Huh? Yes, I have the fucking French Canadian version in my drawer right now.
of Ultra Moon.
I give it a 4.
What?
I've never played this game.
Am I
This
the only one that
game-
thinks Lily is an awful
Yes, I
fucking
get it.
character?
This game is the exact
Yeah, I like
same
Lily.
as Sun and Moon.
I'm fighting you.
To a T. Besides
Really?
the
I will-
climax.
I give Ultra Sun and Moon a 4.
I'm counting it worse than Sun and Moon because it doesn't have that fucking regional fan boost. But okay, the climax of Sun, right? You go to this fucking mountain and play a flute and evolve your stupid little Cosmoem into whatever your legendary is, right? And then Lucamine pops up and she's like, I want that shit. It gets absorbed, blah, 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 blah. Ultra Sun, what happens instead of that? By the way, Necrozma is not present in the fucking story at all, besides Lucamine being
Really?
like, oh, because Lucamine's like thing in Sun and Moon is, oh, she wants to find Nihilego or whatever to like because she likes it. And her thing in Ultra Sun is like the thing is we see Nihilego through the story. But in Ultra
Is that
Sun
the
and Moon-
reason why she wants to find the Heligo in the game?
Huh?
Yeah,
Because
she
to
made-
my knowledge, in the anime at least, the reason why she wanted to find Nihilego is because of her husband, who
No, oh yeah, that's
No.
not that's not
As a
in the game
result.
at
that's
all.
not in the
Bro,
game.
bro, the
reason
story
why
for Sun and Moon anime is actually pretty good. I like the
the
Sun and Moon
game's
anime.
extremely
And honestly, it's what enhanced my experience with the Ultra Sun and Moon games. Because at that point, I'd watched the anime by the time I played it.
No.
If you saw the
happens-
cutscene
The
in the
anime
game,
carry.
you'd be fucking
I like the
disappointed.
Alola region because of the anime.
Oh, that's another thing. The Alola region is ass. I hate fucking that it's a bunch of islands that you can't actually
I think that's
travel
fine.
between.
I think
There's
that's
the
cool.
Mantine surfing in Ultra
I
Sun.
like the HMs were starting to be done away with
Yeah,
with
that
Ride
was
Pokemon.
that was a
And I think
decent
that's a
thing.
cool addition. I like the Kahuna fights. All right, you can rag on them. I like fighting the Kahunas.
I know
I like
the
this.
Kahunas are fine. It's the actual challenges in the gym that I don't like.
This guy hates it so
Yeah, I
much.
hate this game.
No, hold on. Let me fucking finish about the stupid the story. Instead of trying to find a Heligo, Lucamine wants to find what the fucking Pokemon? Necrozma. But we never actually see Necrozma. It's only ever
She
talked about
doesn't
like
want to
twice.
find it. She wants to defeat it.
Or she wants to feed it, whatever.
She wants to save the world. Well, in Sun and Moon, she sees Nihilego once in the lab, and out of a snap, you see her like make the decision that she wants to find the thing. She went from good to evil. You witnessed it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I wanted to tell Russell.
Necrozma fucking
This is
shows
stupid.
up in the climax when you summon your flute and fucking evolve your legendary.
Yup.
Necrozma just shows up out of fucking nowhere and absorbs it and then runs away. It's like, where were you? the whole
Kudos.
game? He literally just shows up, snatches the Pokemon, and it's like, okay, go fucking fight him now. It's like, hello? Everyone's like, oh, the Ultra Necrozma fight is so fucking hard. It's one of the hardest fights ever. You're a fucking, like...
It's a
whatever.
fun fight. I enjoy the
You
fight.
toxic stalled it! Did you not toxic stall it?
I toxic stalled it. Yeah,
Yeah!
I still think it's an interesting. I still think it's a fun fight.
DJ, don't say that the Route 110 fight was hard and then rag on like Ultra Necros, and then
No.
rag on
You wanna know
calling
what's
this
hard?
one
That is
hard.
true.
You want to know what's hard? The fucking first Hal fight? Because okay, listen, you fight Hal 2 times in the first 15 minutes of that fucking game. The first time you fight him, he's one Pokemon. You don't even get to catch, you get the opportunity to catch a second Pokemon, and he pulls up with 2. And I had the water starter, so he had a grass Pokemon and an electric Pokemon and fucking killed me. What am I supposed to do in that situation?
Bro
did
died
you
in
give
the
him-
easiest game.
Why does he get a fucking Pikachu 15 minutes after you get your Pokemon? That's not fair. I hate that. Anyway, okay, you give it a 4. I give it a fucking 0.
I
Adam,
give
what are you
it-
giving it?
Honestly, a 2.
All right.
I agree
whatever,
with
just to a
most of
2.
your points. Actually, the only thing I think that that Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon holds a candle with is that just the portals are cool. Some of the things
Oh,
it introduces are cool, but the portals are annoying none the fucking less, even if they're cool.
Ultra space traversal is fun, but it controls
That's
really
not
awkward.
fun.
It
That shit,
controls.
you
I
have
think it's
to
cool.
fight against it. The concept, I think Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, the concepts it introduces are cool. The game is bad. It's basically just Sun and Moon, where I also think it's like the second worst fucking game, because I still think it's better than Diamond Pearl.
All right. Do you want to do Fire Red, Leaf Green right now? Because I have to use the
Sure.
bathroom, and I'm not going to talk about this
Sure.
game. All right, you guys talk about it. I'll be right back.
I think it's a very high 4.
Yeah,
I genuinely think it's better than Heart Gold Soul Silver by a lot.
Really?
Yes.
I think that it's really good game. Red Blue needed a remake really badly, so
And they got this masterpiece.
yeah.
I just won't give it a 5 because I'm not going to like. I would give it a 5 actually, but I know you won't, so it's gonna go high 4, and that's respectable because it gives a lot of shit to do. You get a whole like first 3 generations of Pokedex, which I think's a perfectly good amount. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I'm gonna compare to that because I think it's better than it. You think it isn't? That game is playing through it is a lot more of a hassle. I think Fire Red Leaf Green has a perfect length for like a Pokemon game.
Yeah, I mean,
And then you can just get to the fun shit right away. It's a very fun, enjoyable experience. A great. I think it's one of like the better ones to be introduced to as well. It's it's balanced decently well. Of course, for a game that was before the split, it's balanced decently well. And
oh, can I just say something we didn't mention about Ultra Sun and Moon?
What's up?
Rainbow Rocket episode.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That's not that sad. They just introduced a lot of cool shit, but it's still a bad game.
Screw you.
I never played them.
In my defense, I only think it's the 3rd worst.
Screw you.
Fire Red Leaf Green though, that shit honestly is one of the much better ones. That shit's way better than Heart Gold Soul Silver. Heart Gold Soul Silver is too fucking long. And for what it delivers, the main like candle is content, but I think Fire Red Leaf Green also has a plentiful of content, but you don't have to go through that haggle of a story to fucking get to it. I think the story's still okay, but honestly, the Fire Red Leaf Green one's just better. Simply because it's Kanto. The Kanto Giovanni story is cooler than the Johto no Giovanni story. High 4.
I still think Soul Silver and Heart Gold's better.
You're wrong.
I
Yeah, I'll give it a number though.
Fire Red Leaf Green. 4.
I give
think
that
they're
like,
really good, but like
honestly,
Soul Silver and Heart Gold's better for me.
I'm back.
This number might be out of like pure bias. I'd give it a fucking 5.
You giving
I generally think it's an extremely good remake with a bounty full of fucking content.
But better than
and you don't have to go through. The reason why I think it's better than Heart Gold Soul Silver is because Heart Gold Soul Silver's got that dumbass fucking story to go through. Well, this game is quick and easy. It's enjoyable actually, and then I get to do all the fun shit as well. While with that game, it's like what Russell said earlier. Although I still think the story's okay. It's Kanto time. But when I play Kanto in this game, it's actually fun.
I always thought that was really cool. But like,
it is cool in concept, but I have to agree where I never. It's not the funnest thing to do. I don't think it's bad, but I just think this is better in comparison to why I think it should go above it. I think top of 4 compared with your answer, but my individual score with it's a 5.
Top of 4?
Well, he gives it a 5 and Michael gives it a 4, so it would go to the top.
Why, yeah.
It would go. It would go above Heart Gold Soul Silver. Me giving it a 3 made it lower.
All right.
I just really fucking. I think out of all the remakes,
I'm gonna play Fire Red.
I think out of all the remakes in the series, that is one of the fucking best ones.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's like
not even one.
That was John.
Not even one of the best. I think
John
it's
Cameo.
the best remake in comparison to its original game in the whole fucking franchise. I stand by that. Might be a hot take. I don't know how much people like this game, but I fucking stand by that. High replay value too.
Compared to the original game, because it just fucking fleshes it out so much and makes it more playable. So like,
I can't think of a remake that I think is better than that one.
Oh, I can. The next game.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Fuck
Speaking
you.
of Kanto remakes, we fucking.
I don't think that one's as good.
No, it's
I
definitely.
never played.
I like Let's Go Pikachu.
I
I give it a
liked it.
4.
I've never played Fire Red Leaf Green. Well, from what I've heard, it sounds like there's a lot more content. However, I am like Let's Go Pikachu Eevee's biggest defender.
He's the strongest soldier. He's
Yeah.
Let's Go strongest soldier.
He was defending it to me earlier.
I love Let's Go Pikachu. It was because it was the poke. Because listen, my fucking dad threw my 3DS at a wall right after Omega Ruby. I never got to play Sun or Ultra Sun. So let's.
I think if you played them on launch, you probably would have had a better experience with it.
maybe.
Just saying.
8.
Probably, yeah, that definitely has something to do with it. But playing Let's Go Pikachu Eevee as my reintroduction to Pokemon, like, because I was hesitant. I was like, I haven't played Pokemon in a long time. I'm not sure if I'm still gonna like it. Because at that point, I had no like DSs. I had no DS games. I had nothing of that. So I haven't even played any of the older ones. And then playing Let's Go Pikachu Eevee reminded me of like, damn, this is why these are some of my favorite games ever, and this is why like my childhood was 90% Pokemon games. They are, and okay. Let me remember what I have written down. I think criminally underrated, the lowest commitment to fun ratio. Because like you have to
True.
Because like in some games, like I have to not log on, but I have to like play every day because like daily events. There's so much post game to do. There's this and that. Like Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. You can play. You can be done with it in like 60 hours, and then like go back and be like, I had a fun time with that game. There was no point where I was ever like slogged.
Can I say this is like the one game where the shiny living dex feels attainable.
Oh yeah, because overall
You were ragging on Black and White for that. You said the one flaw of Black and White was that you could finish all of its content in like 60 hours. But
He didn't say that was a problem.
I said that was the one thing that didn't push it over the edge. I didn't say it was a.
And why is it like a thing that pushes it over the edge for this game? What's the difference?
No, I'm just saying.
He didn't say that it pushed it over the edge.
You know, it's not pushing over the edge. I'm saying this is what made me like feel like, oh, this is the game that made me feel the nostalgia for all those old games. Like, damn, I skipped. Like, I remember like feeling, oh, damn, I should go back and play Ultra Sun and Sun now.
I went back and played Let's Go because I had the big break between Omega Ruby all the way to Sword and Shield.
Now, Let's Go is.
I didn't
really
skip
good
any
game.
of them. I think it's good.
Because it has.
I love the co-op feature. Because
also, I haven't played a game since Sword and Shield. Let me just say so.
I didn't play the co-op on my own. I played it with my sister.
Yes.
Multiple runs of the game with
Every
it.
time I play Let's Go with somebody, I hand them the Joy-Con, tell them to shake it, and the second player like falls down. They get so fucking excited. Like
catch chains are cool.
Catch chains are like the funnest way to shiny hunt. Also, the like legendaries, after you catch the birds, they can respawn in the overworld as like a random spawn. It's also kind of like an interesting concept that's never been done again.
Have you ever gotten your Zapdos shiny?
Oh no!
Or did we not talk about that?
We don't talk about that. We do not talk about that.
My only problem with Let's Go is that once I finish a game of it, I usually either just start a new. I usually have no attachment to the save file whatsoever, or I feel like I don't want to do any content.
I have one major issue with Let's Go. Okay,
what's the issue?
I don't have Joy-Con, so I just use the Pokeball Plus, which like it has 2 buttons on it. So the way that you use all the different face buttons on like the Joy-Con, you have to like shake the Joy-Con or the Pokeball Plus in a specific way. Like to the left is the menu, up is like pause.
Fuck.
And I had to play through the whole game with this stupid thing because I don't have Joy-Con.
I feel like outside of shiny hunting,
it was fun though. I still had a lot of fun.
Beat the game. I hate the trainer things. I really despise it.
I was gonna say there's not much to do, but I like the master trainers.
I'm telling
you, them so much, dude.
I really want to go try like one day. I just want to like if I'm doing nothing, have my Switch open on the side and just try to go for like a shiny living dex on Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Just like slowly work towards it.
It's definitely.
It wouldn't be fun.
The only problem for me, again, is that I don't have Joy-Cons.
Bro, if you ever want to do that, I have like 4 fucking pairs. I'll let you borrow some.
You have both games.
I might take you up on that offer.
Which one do you have? You have Eevee or
I have Eevee.
I didn't lend you Pikachu,
Yeah, I have Pikachu as well.
but I feel like since I just feel like the content outside of beating the game is non-existent, especially since I was so pumped to fight Red at first. I searched up how I'm like, I'm not going to bother with this.
All right.
I actually
complains
never
about lack of
I
post game
understand.
content, but will not do the post
I
game content.
never fought Red in that game because
Oh
it
my
just
God.
doesn't look fun.
Fucking hypocrite.
It just doesn't look fun.
Bro.
What?
That's fair, but you can't say it has no post game
Yeah.
content and then refuse
Because
to
that's
do the content
only
that's there.
thing. That's the only thing. You can't call that.
Yeah, but
can't
why
say
don't you want to
it's
do it? Because it's a slog. Because it's a long thing to
And
get
that's
through.
still.
Baby game.
It's not a slog.
Baby
It's
game.
not long. It just doesn't seem fun.
All right. My last. I want to put one last input.
And outside of that,
Or
there's
actually
nothing.
two last points to make about this game. This is the last game with Mega Evolutions. So this is what fucking buried the hatchet on that one.
Oh,
And
God.
to this day, it has the best following Pokemon system in any game. Because the
Oh, yeah, from
Pokemon,
what I've seen.
they
Oh yeah, the
actually-
followers are so, like being able to ride them is so
Yes,
That was cool.
riding Pokemon, following Pokemon. Because the following Pokemon in like the Crown Tundra and Sword and Shield is garbage.
Sucks.
It's buggy as hell.
Yeah, it's buggy.
They're too
like
slow.
They're too slow. They're too fast. They walk like they walk. They all walk slower than you, but they all run faster.
You can't actually
Yeah.
ride them.
Yeah.
And Let's Go, you can jump on the Snorlax. It's
they-
fucking awesome.
Yeah, you hug the Snorlax. It's like, and they like run up to grass and stuff and get like fetch you items. It's so good. And then Brilliant Diamond Chain Pearl is like a fucking disgrace when it comes to following Pokemon. I don't even.
I do think Let's Go is a good game. I really.
Anyways, I give them a 4. Let's go.
I'd give it a 4.
I give 4.5.
I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. I just want you to know where I'm coming from. It only has like one thing to do post game, and in my opinion, it fucking sucks.
It has one thing to do post
good.
but if you.
I'm not
I mean-
including shiny hunting, by the way, because I haven't taken that into consideration for
Yeah, I don't
anything
know.
else prior.
Nah, I think Shiny Hunter definitely boosts it a little bit for me because I'm such a big Shiny Hunter. I have so many shinies from that game.
It was disappointing. When I tried to search up what to do after the game, the only thing that popped up is just something that wasn't appealing to me. So I was like, nah,
I only have one shiny and Let's Go Pikachu to Eevee because
which one?
I have a shiny Pidgey that I hunted. Because the thing is, I wanted to go for living decks. The problem is, playing with the Pokeball Plus, I got one and I was like, oh my god, this is so annoying to use this stupid controller, but I want to do this.
Am I a fucking hypocrite for thinking that? Saying it has like little to none, but the one thing it offers, I just don't want to fucking do it. Does that make me a hypocrite?
I was poking fun.
I
was poking fun.
Yeah,
Nah, I don't want to
It's
seem like
fair.
an
I don't know.
asshole
It's
because I
fair.
still played this game like a fuck ton with
Yeah,
my
no.
sister.
It's definitely a fair thing to say.
You're gonna get shat on by all the Let's Go fans. for not
I'm
doing
one
it.
of them. I gave it a 4. I think
Can
the
we-
co-op thing.
Oh wait, Michael,
carried
what's
it.
your number score for Let's Go Pikachu to Eevee?
I didn't play it.
Oh,
Oh,
I
shit.
will
He
let
saw
you
it.
borrow my Let's Go right now, Adam. I'm not big of a fucking advocate.
I'd play it.
Remember when I said I think Fire Red Leaf Green's the best remake in the franchise? I think Let's Go is honestly like the second best in my opinion.
No.
Heart Gold's better.
No.
Heart Gold.
Yeah.
But
I'd give that one,
Let's
like-
Go's my second because I haven't played Leaf Green.
Oh yeah.
Move.
Honestly, I give Heart Gold Soul Silver like my third favorite,
Oh
Are
boy.
we ready to move to Sword and
like
Shield?
remake wise.
Yeah.
ooh,
I'm a Sword Shield
wait.
defender.
I wait. Hold on. I
Oh,
think we
God.
might have a hater in here.
You?
Ooh.
No, Michael, are you a hater, Michael?
I really dislike these games.
Woo!
I knew it. I knew it.
Wow.
I live to
But-
argue against you haters.
But disclaimer, I
Yeah,
haven't
Mike.
played it all the way through
That's fine. Let's hear
Okay.
it.
because
well,
I
you
got
still played it, so
Um,
that counts. You still played it.
okay. So I feel like people really overhype these games. That's the first thing.
It's the
Like-
opposite. I only see shit on this
Yeah,
game,
I hear
bro.
you.
No, I mean
No,
like,
no,
when it was
actually-
coming out. When it was just coming
Oh,
out.
when it was
Oh,
no, when it
now.
was coming out. I mean, actually, okay.
I mean,
I see the
now.
opposite.
I
When
feel
it
like
when it
people
first
destroy it now.
when it first came out, it was getting shat on because it looked terrible to a lot of people. After it came out, I saw all I see nowadays is people saying, "Oh my god, you guys are way too hard in this games. These games are so good."
I never see
Really?
that.
Like a
Show me where you
Yeah,
see
I see it.
I never see it. I've
feel like
only
people-
seen shit on this game.
Definitely, I feel like people defend this game very adamantly too, though.
Never
I'm a
have I
defend.
seen
I'm a
that.
Sword and Shield defender.
You're in the different timeline, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've seen people defend this game a lot. At least when it
Where?
first came out on
You have
Twitter.
to show me. I'm on Pokemon Twitter, and
I don't
all
know,
I see is people say this game's garbage, or they're in the competitive scene.
I mean, at least when it first came out, people were doing that. I guess it started with like the announcement that the full like decks wouldn't be in the game. People were like trying to.
Hashtag bring back national
so
decks.
stupid. It
People are
doesn't need
trying
to
to,
have
like-
1,000 fucking Pokemon.
I mean, oh, come
Anyways, you
on.
obviously didn't finish the game, so what was like your gripes with it in game?
I just found it like really soulless, like and really boring, and like I didn't play any of the multiplayer shit, and I know you guys kind of like that, right? So,
That's what ranks it so high for me.
so
It's
I was
the
just, like,
Pokemon with the
none of
best
my friends have
online.
this.
by
Or, like none of my
far.
friends had that, so I was just like, this is so boring, bro. Fuck this shit. And like, I don't know, it was just really underwhelming for how much people hyped it up.
The story is.
And
It's like
yeah, I
it's like
didn't finish.
Sun and Moon tier story.
Yo, Michael, you know how I got through the game?
Oh god.
When the game on like day one launch, we
I
ran
remember.
a shit ton of raids together with like I like ran them with Alex, PJ, Adam,
I
anyone who was
wasn't
down to
there.
raid.
I didn't
Oh,
get the
okay.
game
Anyone who was
one.
down to raid, I ran raids with
Was
them day one.
down.
Okay, and I had a shit ton of like XP candies. I got a Drillbur and I leveled him up to a level 100 Excadrill by the third gym. Okay, and I blasted through the rest of the game on day two.
Fun. It's so fun to do
It's
that.
so funny. Like to see like at the end of the game, Leon's like G Max's Charizard, then just hit it with Rock Slide, it just blows up. So funny.
I think the story is whatever, but I genuinely do like some of the
The story's
characters.
whatever, but the setting is cool. I love the champion. I
Yeah,
think
I
the
like
gyms
it.
being huge
Uh,
arenas is really cool.
I think the okay,
Oh yeah, that's- I
everything
like the
besides the
characters.
story is good.
I think I genuinely like most of the characters in Sword.
I
and
have the
Shield.
same issue with the
I
with
like
the
Team
gyms
Skull as
though.
well. Not Skull. I'm stupid. I
Team
called
Yell.
it Team Skull.
The
My
I
bad.
have the same issue with
They're
the
so
gyms
goofy.
that PJ has with Sun and Moon's
Oh yeah.
islands, and that's that the puzzles are really stupid
Yeah.
and really
I agree.
boring.
The
Yeah,
only
I
And
one-
the
the only one
reperting
that I
in the
thought-
first gym.
Pachinko puzzle. The Pachinko puzzle,
I
man.
thought
You
the-
know?
I thought the only one that was
That was
cool
fine.
was the
Pachinko.
the one in the fire gym where you actually have to
Yeah,
catch Pokemon.
when you have to catch
thought-
the right Pokemon
I
or kill
remember
them or whatever.
Like getting to that one and like
Kill them.
getting high hopes for the rest of the gym challenges, and then they're all like fucking piss boring.
yeah.
Raihan's is literally just double battles, or like
Yeah.
it's just
I was
battling.
like, wow, like a thing that used to be a fucking like staple in Gen 5, where like random trainers with just triple and rotation value is now limited to just a gym fucking gimmick. It's so
Also disclaimer: I still never beat Crown Tundra. I should do
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. It's like an hour long story, Russell.
I'm literally like I just have to go up to like the church or whatever and get and fight the stupid the horse, and that's it.
I think
That's the last thing I have to do.
call me a consumer if you
Stupid
want.
horse! I
don't
just fell
care.
out of the Porsche.
Hot take that I for
What's the
some
money in
reason
my
keep
bank
getting
account? Oh, no.
disagreed with. I think the DLC is like also brings it up, and so I don't
DLC
have to
does,
fucking
absolutely.
I
play.
agree.
Played the DLC.
Crown
Everybody
Tundra
I say
and-
this to, they keep saying, "Oh, you just want to give Nintendo your money, microtransactions."
Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra are genuinely
buying-
good additions.
But buying the whole game again isn't that? Why do people want to buy the whole game again? I don't understand. Everyone keeps saying that to me. It's like I preferred it back in the
Why-
old days.
Why do you want
Okay,
to buy
spend 60
Pokemon
bucks again.
Pokemon Sharpened Sword and Hardened Shield or Crown Tundra and
Oh
Isle of
God,
Armor?
no.
Let me spend half the money on basically what a new game would give me.
Yeah.
Also,
The
like
DLCs are
without
fun too.
without Crown Tundra, the game would be a little bit lower for me because the max rated adventures that you go on for the legendaries is literally peak
Yeah.
online.
I
Amazing.
did shit on like wormholes and shit earlier, but I will say the max rated version is like a slightly better version.
I
of
think
doing
that what's interesting about it, what's interesting is that it's a challenge and also the shiny odds are really high, which makes
Yeah,
it
there's
feel
motivation.
like the shiny. Yeah, because like if I could go to like wormhole grinding and try to full odds hunt like reset for legendary, or I can do max rated adventures and it's like a 1 in 16 chance to get a shiny as long as they take, you know.
Yeah, I know. The max raid battles are probably the highlight of Sword and Shield, just because the fucking bro. Do you remember Zygarde?
Yes, of course I remember running Zygardes.
I remember.
Bro, I have fucking every time I have a class with my old roommate, and every time I like look at him, I remember us at 2 a.m. screaming about it, him being dead asleep in the fucking.
Do you guys remember?
Oh my God.
Do you guys remember the Mewtwo event where where Mewtwo was showing up in every raid
Barrier
den,
boy!
and
Rest in
we had
peace,
we
Barrier
had
Boy!
we had
I
the
remember.
strategy. We had a Marshadow, we had
That was
2
my
Grimmsnarls,
Marshadow.
and we had an Incineroar or something.
It was my Marshadow. You
Yeah.
made me
Yeah, and then we
train it
had
to get extra speed just so we could fucking outspeed the
and
thing.
we had we had 2 Grimmsnarls for Reflect and Light Screen.
That
And we
was so
prepped that.
fun.
That was literally so fun.
I remember I got the shiny Grimmsnarl I had the shiny Impidimp with
And you
Friendster,
and your game
I forgot to
reset.
save and reset the game and lost him.
Oh,
And his name was Barrier Boy.
Oh my
Like
God.
that's like the only shiny I've ever lost in my life. Fucking Barrier Boy.
I forgot to say.
Rest in peace, Barrier Boy.
I got so I forgot why I reset, but I got so excited to go use him. I forgot to fucking like save the game after I got him.
Bro.
It might have been a network issue if I had to guess.
memories because I never cared to shiny hunt it because I had this shiny event from 2018. But if I didn't have that, I would look on Zygarde.
Oh yeah, we didn't bring this up between the jump to Gen 6 and 7, but Sun and Moon literally robbed Zygarde 100 and Ash Greninja from Gen 6 because they're both present.
That's right.
They're both present in the X and Y anime, but they're not. Oh, did you?
When Michael said, "Where's Pokemon Z?" I said, "It's in Sun and Moon."
Yeah.
That's literally what
You
happened.
see, that's proof that Z was supposed to exist too, because XYZ is literally the name of the follow-up series in the anime.
We were robbed of his.
Bro, it's so stupid. I don't understand why they did that.
I had Sword and Shield surprisingly, even though people at first said had no content. I think it always had content. The content was the online replayability
Yeah.
of the raid.
Dude, I finished the full decks. I finished the decks in like a week. I remember that was like my greatest achievement. I did like legitimately grinded the entire decks
I
week.
think the story
And the curry decks. And then I
maybe, like,
reset my game. I reset my game, redid the decks and the curry decks, and
hell?
then played through the
mad,
DLC.
man, for that.
You're mad, yeah.
My issue
You're crazy.
with if there was no if it was just the story alone, this game would get a 0. I think the story's really bad. But yeah,
It's short enough, so fuck it, man. It's short enough to like zoom past it.
I've played
and
Sword and Shield 4 fucking times because I have
I
4
think
different accounts.
I don't think the story. I don't think the story's terrible. It's just it's absurdly predictable.
Yeah. It's like a Disney level, like Disney kid movie twist villain story bullshit.
Reason
And
why
after
I don't
playing
care
4
for the
fucking
story
times,
is
it's
so
terrible.
short though.
It's
It's
short.
absurdly
You
predictable,
can beat it
but
in
it's
like
still
10 hours, so you just get the bad part out of the way.
Nah, I think it's more than 10. It's like 20 on an average play.
I know.
Well, I mean, it
was
depends.
just
It depends on like, because like I said, if you just do dens at the start, you get a bunch of XPKs and beef up a Pokemon.
I
you
had
can
to
blitz
play
through the
the
game.
story so much simply because I wanted to grind extra Zacians to trade with people.
I thought you wanted
fucking
Cub
traded
Foos.
a fuck ton. That too. I did it for Cub Foos. I did it for Zacians. I did it for
Calyrex, the
Urshifoos.
fucking Reggies. There's a lot of version. Or not like there's not a lot of version exclusives. There's a lot of fucking like choosing Pokemon.
That's
Yeah,
another
choose your
You
path.
have to choose
I
your
like-
Cubfoo form. You have to choose your.
That's
fucking
another thing I
Calyrex
like.
thing.
One thing I really like about Sword and Shield is not only the like choosing thing
economy.
instead of the exclusives, it also one thing I fucking
Oh yeah,
hated
this is the
trade
only
evolutions. I
this is the only
despise
generation of games where I actually own both versions.
You own Sword and
Wow.
Shield?
Yeah, I bought Sword on launch, but I got Shield on Black Friday.
Ah, nice.
trade evolutions are awful. The fact that you can catch them in the wild, I love that. The fact you can catch an Alakazam, I fucking even if it's only like once a day, I'd find that fucking perfect.
Why is there version exclusive curry, man?
I think,
The first
think
time I
it's
did
time
the
to
curry
give this
decks,
shit
I
a
had to
number.
get Steven to log on to trade me your stupid curries.
I call myself a defender for this because genuinely I give it a 5.
Also, trainer cards
What?
are fun to mess around with.
Yeah,
Crazy.
5? All right,
I give it a 5 as well.
Really?
It
You
is
guys are giving too
carried
much credit.
by it's carried by
have-
how it's the best fucking
Definitely
online.
my least favorite
Bro,
franchise.
Sword and Shield was like a big
Maybe-
part of
maybe
what got me
Michael
through
doesn't
quarantine.
realize.
I can't even lie.
It was.
It's heavy bias, but I give it a 5.
I don't even
Alright.
think it's. I stand by the statement. Out of the whole,
I understand the
franchise,
game's flaws
it's the
and everything,
best fucking online. The
but I have
best.
so many fond memories of it in recent times that I can't help but give it a 5.
All right.
It might not
I'm not
have a
going to change mine, but
GTS.
I understand your guys' view.
It might not have a GTS, but the meta and the combat changed so much more than the older games did. It is absurd. The raids, all of that is the best online. The whole franchise by a long shot. It doesn't even compare. Even if the 3DS
honestly
were
thought
just
I
as
was going to have
lively.
the highest rank for Sword and Shield here.
No, I love Sword and Shield. I'm a defender.
Mike,
I've argued
what
with
number
so
did you
many
give it?
people. 5.
Mike. I said Mike.
Yo,
I
shut
mean,
the fuck. I say
You sh-
1. I don't
You
like it.
give the weirdest games 4s and whatnot. You give this one a fucking 1.
Getting a
I
very
don't
funny
like
pick.
don't
I
like
don't
your
fucking
opinion.
like it. I guess you guys played the online, but I didn't play it, so I
Oh,
don't
Alright.
like it.
2 5s, a 4, and a 1 make a
And I
3?
didn't play the DLC either. So.
2, 5. Yes,
Ish.
hold on. 5 plus 5 plus 3.5 plus 1. Enter, divided by 4.
Oh, yeah, 3.5.
3.625.
Yeah, that's a 3.
All right.
We're not going to round it up to
All right.
what?
Can we make this? Can we make this one quick?
I haven't played these next 2 games, so I have
I
no
think it's just
input.
me and Adam, right?
I
Um,
honestly, I
wish
think
that
it's
I know
better
someone watching
than
people play.
it is better than fucking gold, silver, and that's it.
Oh my god! No fucking way!
I gave this
Why
a
is-
2. So you're giving this a 3. I guess it gets like a 2.5.
Because simply because it took a long time for some of like the highlighted parts of the content to come out, and outside of that, it's a
Bro.
normal ass game.
Okay, here's my fucking thing. I put original Diamond Pearl as high as I did, only because it introduced so many, like all those new features in world building.
Doesn't have
Brilliant
the-
Diamond Shining Pearl just brings all the bad parts about this game and none of the good
Oh.
parts.
Yeah, I agree with that too. He can't like for the reasons why I gave it a 1. You have to like you have to give it a 2.
Yeah, I
I
really
only give it a 3 because I think some of the parts of it that came later were honestly fine and enjoyable for me,
What
but that
fucking
still
came
doesn't make it
later?
better.
I don't even know what came.
To be fully honest, I think just the fact that I could fucking shiny hunt those mythics.
Oh yeah, what? I guess that's pretty cool.
That's
Sure.
That's why I think it's better because everything I put below that I genuinely don't like too much.
I don't know.
So that's why I gave it like before gold and silver because everything above that I actually like. And the rest I'm either indifferent with, like meh, or it's bad.
Well,
Also, Michael, why are you saying no fucking way? I heard that.
Wait, what did you?
I
Okay,
gave it low 3.
But you said it was better than a game, and that
Gold and
I don't know
silver.
if I heard of
he
that.
said better
No,
than gold.
Better
Silver.
than gold and
Yeah.
silver.
That's.
I mean,
nah.
at least gold and silver finished games on launch. So
Yeah. All right.
that's
Yeah,
the only
sure,
thing I
but
know
they're
about
not,
This
that
is
it's
game.
also-
not hard to finish a
like-
game
I
on the
didn't fucking
Game
play
Boy
it.
Color, Mike.
I think this is also just going to be
Simulated.
me and Adam. Michael, you haven't played Legends Arceus, right?
Oops. No, I haven't.
All right.
Legends
Adam,
Arceus?
Looks
I-
cool. Though.
I gave PLA 4.25, which might be
What is this shit?
a hot take.
I'm just going to compare it to like the games we put there because I don't remember
It's
the numbers.
so
I
hard
gave.
to compare it though because it's so different.
I think it's worse than X, better than Crystal.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What is
So
your
it's about
problem
a
with Legends Arceus?
4.5, no?
Wait.
I
Oh
s-
shit, you're
what-
right. I don't think. Okay, those were not. Neither of those games were 4 for me. But you're right. It does go in between those two.
I
Um,
genuinely think the content it
I
gives
guess
is
so.
fun and whatnot, but a lot of the parts about it were very disappointing. Especially since I defend the graphics, but I also fight against it at the same time. I think the art style they made for the game as a whole is horrible. Because the reason why it looks bad is they tried to go for a dreary ancient Japanese art type style. So that's why the colors are so gloomy. Because that's basically what
Why are you
old
hating on
Japanese
this
art
game?
is like that. What do you mean hating? I gave it a fucking 4.5.
You're saying it's fucking garbage. You're saying it's the worst game ever.
screw you, dude.
I've only ever heard
Wow.
good things about Legends Arceus.
Yeah,
I love.
I think it's
I
really
actually-
love.
Out of the thing that I hear the most about Legends Arceus is actually that people think it's the best mainline game ever.
yeah. I don't think it's definitely
Is
far
it
from the best,
mainline?
but yeah, it's mainline.
It count. Yeah, it's because it's made by Game Freak.
It's,
Oh, okay.
it's,
I think it's very fun. I think it offers a lot in the story. After you're done with the story, there's still a little bit to do.
yeah. There's not.
But
Well,
I genuinely don't like how, for such a modern, hyped up game, there was lots of bugs and graphical issues, and it really, I agree with the people, but I also argue against them. At the same time, it does look bad. It genuinely does look displeasing to my eye. When I play the game, my eyes are not pleased
I
whatsoever.
need to play
All
Legends
the other
Arceus. I'll pick
games,
it up on Black Friday.
colors are
That's good.
vibrant and I like it, and it's pleasing to look at aesthetically. But with this, they went for a horrible art style with their genuinely. Who knows if they tried their best with the graphics?
they did.
I don't.
They
I
definitely
doubt
did.
it. I fucking doubt
Their
it.
half-assed graphics with the shitty choice
the
of art style.
graphics
Why did
don't
they choose
bother me.
ancient Japanese art? Is what bugs
Because
me.
it takes place in ancient
Because it
Japan,
takes
you
place
fucking
in
idiot.
ancient Japan.
Yes, but they didn't think it looked bad. They could have just gone for the same vibrant colors they always do.
No,
God.
I
What do
think
you mean?
I think
No.
it
I think
does
that-
a
I
good
think it
job
looks
for,
great.
like laying down the set.
It's fine.
Because
I
if
mean,
I was playing this game, it was like all like popping colors, and I would not. Because like there's no, it's not supposed to be modern. This is before fucking colors were even invented, Adam.
Yes, but that doesn't give it a reason to make it look so dull.
Yes, it does. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna.
I don't think they. I think, okay, choosing ancient Japanese art is cool, but the execution was horrible.
Can I give a hot take? I think people who complain about Druid colors are lame. I think Druid colors are fine. In
Yeah,
most
it's not-
in most
colors are
The
scenarios.
fun.
thing is, it's.
Let me
it's
change
fine
my
because
statement.
It's not like every Pokemon game is like that. It gives Legends Arceus an identifying fucking like
Okay,
art style.
I clearly used the wrong words. I don't hate jury colors like always. I think the execution with these ones was god awful. They
How?
could have given it more life. I don't like it whatsoever. It looks displeasing to my eye. The terrains are cool and whatnot, but then I look at it in the game, and I'm like, man, I wish this looked fucking better. With the combination
Well,
of the
you
shit
know what?
graphics on top of it, just made me
I'll cheer you up, Adam. I'll
whatever.
cheer you up right now. This game is definitely like the fucking groundwork for how most modern games are gonna be.
That's why I'm
Because-
very hyped for Scarlet Violet. I'm
Arceus-
convinced they even said they improved the engine on top of it.
Arceus ran so Scarlet and Violet can go finish a marathon. That's like how I'm putting it. Because Arceus is not like it's already so fucking good. Because like you think like Red and Blue, like they were the first Pokemon games. They're mid. X and Y, I put as like mid myself.
They're-
Yes, they're,
they're
but it was like
mid.
the first time they were jumping to 3D. Legends of Arceus is the first time they're like jumping to open world with like an actual fucking like good story to boot and good world building. Not to mention, just the singular one character Volo alone is so much cooler than like any character in fucking Sun and Moon.
Know what?
Volo is an awesome character
I
in every
changed-
single way.
On second thought, I changed my vote a bit. Put it before Heart Gold.
Above
still
X?
think Fire-
Alright, sure.
No, before Heart Gold.
Well, it's above X.
Alright.
I think
And I genuinely had fun with the game. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a very
Also-
fun game, but the fact that there was lots of bugs at the start, which made some parts of the game actually impossible to pass by. Lots of graphical bugs too, and the fact that after all the patch updates they did, it still looked like shit to me. It killed the immersion for me. Because
Yeah.
what's another big thing about it? You're
That's
supposed
what
to have immersion in a game where you sneak around and catch shit. What immersion is there in this
No.
ugly ass fucking game?
oh my
what you-
god.
bro,
What are you going on
You're
about?
you're fucking off one. You're so off one.
You're
It
supposed
has
to have
better
immersion.
It has better graphics than Sword and Shield. Immersion? You get immersed by the fucking like the
Why am I supposed to be immersed?
Bro,
in
have you
Sword and
been
Shield?
outside,
In
bro?
this-
Look how gray it is in the city.
Yeah, you fucking
Who said I liked how New York looked?
No, listen, okay. What I'm being
Okay, but you're talking
by
about
is the
immersion. If you're immersed in
story of
something,
the
it means it
fucking
feels real.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
what
true.
I'm immersed by is trying to is fucking Volo turning and fucking. Volo's so fucking cool. Number one, it's like it's a whole like the game is like it's almost becomes a who fucking done it at the end when you're trying to figure out like I guess I won't spoil it and fucking just in case someone's watching it and play
It was
it.
just so much massive. I would always look as a kid. I would always imagine what an open world Pokemon game would look like, how it would look stunning and whatnot. And then they gave
Oh
me
my
this.
god.
So
I
just
mean,
massive disappointment
fucking-
on that.
Well, you
It's
want to know
extremely
something?
sad.
bro.
Well,
What were you
be fucking
expecting?
happy because now every Pokemon game after those Arceus is not gonna look like that. So
Yeah,
Who said I wasn't?
I don't know. You sound
I've
pretty
said-
pissed right now.
I've said before when Scarlet Violet came out, I was like, bro, Legends Arceus had to be the beta for this fucking engine. That shit looks
Say
good.
something good about the game, because all you've done is shit on it. When you give it a fucking.
Did you not hear me before? I
Oh,
loved
you s-
playing it. The fucking content was great for
Oh,
me.
alright,
The
whatever.
whole new shtick of catching stuff I loved so much. I said that beforehand. I said my complaint
And then you were
after.
like a 30-minute
just
don't
tangent about why the
remember.
game is garbage.
What
Because
you
you're
were
arguing against me
you
on
were
it.
ragging pretty fucking hard on it, Adam. Okay.
Because you argued against me on it. If
Well-
you said, okay, I
Well,
see
you
where
wanna
you're
lie because
coming
you're
from,
wrong.
you don't have a
I
good
think it was
palate for
fine.
art.
Adam, listen.
you sound like Daniel right now.
A good palette for art, bro.
I genuinely just don't think for an open world game it looks stunning. And I was hoping
You want to know something? I don't care about graphics in my video games.
True. Okay, you're kind of spitting so much
I
right now,
do not give a
PJ.
shit. I will like Mario 64, fucking polygons and all. I've replayed that game so many times and I've been fully fucking immersed. I'm like, oh, that motherfucker looks like SpongeBob. Hell no. That game's fun as shit.
that's an
It's like,
old game, it gets an excuse.
True.
Alright.
Yeah,
But
point.
fucking in my Pokemon game.
It's also fucking Game Freak, bro. Do you expect like amazing graphics?
Yeah, there was no
Game Freak?
expectation. Like we saw from the trailer, it's not like, oh, I'm surprised at how bad it is. The trailers were all like showing us what we were gonna get, and we got what we saw, and
Pretty much.
it was good. I think the graphics fucking do not like people are like, oh, the trees look better. The trees look, okay, whatever. It would be nice if they put in the
Oh,
effort, and
look
they
fine.
should be putting in the
There
effort.
was no
But
effort.
for Legends Arceus being that first step, and the amount of effort that was put into everything else in the game, of actually like making the story good, making the characters all likable. There's not a single like dislikable character. I know people don't like Melly, but when you think about it, he's written not to be liked. He's supposed to be like a dislikable character, meaning that he's written correctly. That's a good written character. Every character in that game is so like has a great personality, and I like interacting with them and meeting them throughout the story. I get excited for meeting the next warden, bro. When Ingo showed up, I lost it. I was like, this character is fucking awesome. They took a background character. Oh, that's something I forgot to mention. Gen 5 representation of Legends Arceus is like it's like almost on par with the Gen 4 representation. The amount of Gen 5 Pokemon get new forms, the Ingo being there and being the fucking secret boss of the entire game also is awesome.
Yeah.
Is he like Sans but for Pokemon fans?
Basically, he literally is because he fucking won the tumbler pole thing.
Oh my god.
I still rank this as like my 5th or 6th highest one. All right, I
think-
still gave it a solid 4.5. I just
Alright.
at one point really disappointed me because
We've
it was
been-
something
how
I
long have we
looked up
recorded?
forward to for like years.
This is an hour 43-minute recording. Now
Jesus.
I want
Podcast
to
can be long.
before we're done. Everyone say their favorite, and that's it.
Emerald.
Black 2.
Soul Silver Heart Gold.
Black 2, White 2.
All right.
Michael's the only one
was-
where his favorite didn't get in fucking 5.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's on me though for giving it a 3.
It was
yeah,
so
Mike,
polarizing.
Russell weighed it down.
Russell
I
was
did.
I still like to make clear, I still really like Legends Arceus. I was just really disappointed in that factor. All right.
Come
I
after you,
understand. I understand.
I just want you to know, even if I sound crazy, you understand I'm coming from somewhere, right?
All right.
I'm
I
a
believe
man
so.
that likes looking at shit.
I am very excited for Scarlet Violet. I think that game
True.
really fucking good.
That game looks fucking
looks
amazing.
great.
The new Trellis Day was stunning. The new Pokemon they're introducing I don't think at first I was like, these Pokemon are kind of weak, but they've all kind of grown on me. I remember completely ragging on fucking that stupid dog Pokemon. What's it called? Fido. I was like, this because okay. I think I was talking to Janelle.
Fido.
No, I was talking to Janelle about this, and I was like, I hate this dog. It's so unoriginal. The name is dumb. And then I thought about it. And I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, Trubbish. When I was a kid and the adults were ragging on Trubbish, and I was getting pissed at them, I had become what I fucking hated the most. And then I immediately took it back. I'm like, I like Fido now. Just
They
because-
have their own charm in like different ways. Some of them are wacky, and
Bro.
some of them are a little bizarre.
You know, Trubbish is supposed to
And
be a
then there's
cat.
Lechonk.
What?
I
Russell,
hate that. I hate that. I
What are you
hate that.
saying?
Quit mentioning that.
Trubbish is supposed to be a cat.
Explain yourself.
You're
Hold on.
Trubbish?
I need you to go in.
Twitter. Don't
How is
show him the
Trubbish
tweet,
supposed
though.
to be a cat?
What?
Don't show him. Don't kill his
Here,
fucking dreams.
This is official merch. I'm gonna post this in a photo. Hold on. Before you open
Oh
photo
god, what's a photo dump?
Oh yeah, wait.
Clear it out.
Don't ruin his
I'm just
childhood, bro.
spamming it. Okay, look at this image. I spammed it a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
It's a bunch of cat Pokemon. And look on the right.
Trubbish.
Does that make Trubbish what?
Trash.
Oh wait, never mind. Whiscash is. Oh wait, no. Whiscash is like it's a playhouse thing. Never mind.
No, it's a catfish. So it's with the
That makes Trubbish. That makes Trubbish a cat for real.
Why is
So
Ghost
I
there,
hate
though?
that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that.
Oh no, those are
Because
toys, aren't they?
it's chasing it. The Sneasel is
hate
chasing
that
it.
so much. I
No,
know I
Russell,
can't say
this
it's
doesn't make
fake, but
sense.
man, I hate it. Because he's got the stupid ears.
Those aren't cat ears. Those are
I don't know, man. They can be
Trubbish.
if you want to make a stretch.
Should be a cat.
I hate it.
New Pokemon merchandise has fans
I
wondering
reference to
whether
an alley cat.
Trubbish is a cat.
The Japanese name is a combination of torn and bag.
The Trubbish, as a trash Pokemon feature spot, before several other Pokemon, more obviously cat Pokemon.
It's a cat trash bag. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Because it's not even supposed to be an alley cat. The Japanese name is torn bag, so it's a fucking garbage bag cat.
That's so strange. Anyway,
That's why I hate it.
We're wrapping up.
Yeah.
this
Y'all
conference is
hyped
so
to
fucking
see
long,
Lechonk?
but
Oh my god.
goodbye.
Lechonk.
Goodbye, gamerback. You know where-
Lechonk podcast.